We're back. I don't know what that was, but we're back. Sorry about that. That was weird. I don't know what that was, but the whole stream crashed. My monitors crashed. Yeah, sorry about that. Weird as hell. Weird. Yeah, sorry about that. The Imperial Guard is in Dawn of War 2, Dawn of War 1. I mean, they're in Space Marine. Yeah, they're all over. I mean, they're the antagonists and fucking Fire Warrior for a little bit. Hey, whatever I did to this blade. If you want to play, well, you're talking about video games or the miniature game? Yeah, we're back. Sorry, I don't know what that was. The stream just, like, died. Video games, I mean, you're gonna want to play Space Marine. For Warhammer 40k, Space Marine, you know, you can wait for the new Total War, you can wait for the new Dawn of War. I don't think I'd suggest older games too much, just because they're a little bit of the time. And I feel like most people getting into Warhammer aren't going to want to go back and play Dawn of War 1, even though that game is, like, one of the best. Space Marine 2 is probably the best gateway video game right now, currently into 40k. Easily. Dark Tide's good if you like Left 4 Dead. It's not Space Marines, but yeah. Hey. Ivana. You want to do it? I gotta go help with Mochi's pills. Suck. All right, we're back. Mochi is good. Mochi is all good. Bolt gun. Bolt gun was fine. I thought it was just a bit too repetitive, honestly. You just do the same thing the entire game. It's very good, but yeah, it's not my favorite. I like more of a story-driven, varied, paced out game. Bolt gun is just a throwback, which is cool, but it's just, yeah. If you've played 5 minutes, you've played 5 hours. Not a bad game, though, at all. Well, those games are... Yeah, well, those are obviously good titles. It's only as of late that they've kind of partnered with, like, actual studios. GW wasn't always this way. GW would hand out licenses to, like, just fucking mobile games and all these other, like, hey, we've never made a game, but we want to make a game type of studios. That's why. This is the first time you're seeing Warhammer games kind of, like, with big budgets and go pretty far. Which is cool, you know. They're good games, though. All the ones that are coming out now are fairly well done. Yeah, I mean, this stuff has always been cool, but a lot of people are picking up on it now because it's just kind of easier to access. Warhammer wasn't always the easiest thing to get into. Still isn't, but there's more venues now than there were before, for sure. Much more. Which is great. E-Day should be cool. Yeah. That should be excellent. It's a Gears of War prequel. Who doesn't want that? Like, that's cool as fuck. It's gonna end where the first game picks up. Just watch that. That's gonna be so cool. It's gonna have, like, the smoothest transition into, like, the first game. Like, obviously it'll pick up into the first game, but I mean, like, visually. Like, you're gonna have the fucking jail door swing open and Dom's gonna be there. Like, that's gonna be cool. Okay. Put a bit of glue, and then I can start the putty. This shit is like water. The first time I opened it, I just fucked over my hands. This is like water. You could drink this super glue and die. Well, obviously, but it's that thin. It's like disturbingly thin. He's like, finally, you're gonna finish me. You've been sanding a fucking strap for 25 years. Gears of War is cool. Or are you talking God of War or Gears of War? The backpack? I'm gonna be changing the backpack because I don't like Like, I like the shape of it, but I don't like the convertibility and availability. So, there you go. It's not even converted yet because I have to, like, chop away the bottom, but yeah. I'm not really a fan. No, it looks good, but there's just so much you have to do to it is the issue. You have to do a lot to this. Well, they're all going to get the backpack. All of them. Even the Thane, the leader. These are just like your typical, are you a trooper? Do you need supplies? You're good. Type of setup. Yeah, this is a very standard militaristic thing. Everyone's got to have one. Yeah. And then the medic will have a different one. Vox, not the Vox. This is not Imperial Guard. I was working on the scanner unit, which is from Mechanicus stuff. I'm just concepting it right now. I'm not sure on it yet, but the scanner, not, this guy's not going to be the scanner, but gonna get the idea. I'm trying to use as many Votann bits as I can just to make sure it looks kind of like what it's supposed to be proxying. But yeah, it's not done yet. It's interesting. Might be too big, though. We'll see. All right. Well, I got a green stuff, or not green stuff. I got a putty, so gotta put some stuff away. Okay, so these guys be puttied. Keep the head. Keep this. The bolters can stay here. All right, let's clean up a little bit. Yeah, this is one headache after another, to be honest. Converting this much stuff is kind of a lot. It's a lot for basic troops. Let me clean up the whole desk and then we'll do it. Well, the most ideal thing when you putty is making sure your whole area is, like, as clean as hell. If you get any plastic flakes in a putty mix, it's just game over. This place is dirty. Dirty. Okay, so we don't need any of this. There's a pistol, keep the pistol. One problem after another. Fuck. Where's the vacuum? The vacuumin. This room is a fucking mess, man. I gotta clean this up. Whenever I work on a project, everything goes to shit. The room just becomes an absolute disgusting, horrific mess. I'm like, I need one bit, and then I look through like 50 different fucking boxes and sprues. It's like, yeah, maybe that's not the best idea. We're getting there. I wouldn't say far, but we're getting there. Slow but sure. We gotta do a few things today. I'm only gonna be streaming until about 11. And then after 11, I gotta go eat. I gotta get ready. And then we'll do mainstream, and then we have YouTube video coming out at 12. Big news. Okay. This should be good. Okay. So... we need to putty. Okay. I actually got... Oh, do I need... I don't need those plates. No, never mind. I don't need the plates. So... I picked up, like, glass plates, ceramic plates to be able to sculpt on, but I don't need those. Not for this. We do not need those for this. Thankfully. So we gotta do this, this, and this. For some reason, it didn't post. I don't know why. There you go. Yeah, no clue why. There's like auto detection. Weird auto detection, unless it's not. Well, that was TSM back in the day as a streamer. Yeah. Never did, though. Never got signed. I played with the TSM guys a lot back in the day. If they would have gone through with it, I would have taken it, yeah. 100%. No, you're good. That was a while ago, though. It was a long-ass time ago, man. No, I don't care about it. Competitive implies you enjoy the game for the game. I mean, I'm playing characters I like, which is not very competitive. I don't think I'd ever want to be a competitive player. You're forced into things you don't want to do. It's like working. It's literally working. It's like you're forced to work. I don't want to work. You're forced to be a human being. Hmm. How am I going to tackle this? Oh, yeah, for sure. How do I tackle this? Do I even want to give them... Hmm. Hmm. How do I wish to tackle this problem? And a problem it is. Hmm. Dragon, yo. We're good. We're just deciphering the old issues of what to do. Trying to figure out how I'm supposed to do, the sculpting for, like, suspenders. They've got these clasps. At least this sculpt has clasps that kind of, like, link into the belt. But this one's also got kind of like an actual legitimate belt. So... I think what I can do is just roll with it and see if it looks good. Or I was figuring it would just go into the belt, and I don't really do anything beyond that. Yeah, let's just try and sculpt the clasp. Let's just do that. They're just little rectangles anyways. They're nothing more than a rectangle. Okay. So, let's see here. It's just overthinking. That's all it is, man. When in doubt, overthink all your hobbies so you can never get any of them done. It's one of the worst feelings. And it doesn't feel good. The good Lord and hobbying. Have some faith. Alrighty, let's give it a go. Pastry ordered. What'd you get? I don't want to do this. Oops. Let's do one first, actually. Let's do one. Steak back and sausage roll. I don't think I've ever had that, no. Sounds good, though. For breakfast? I mean, that's interesting. This putty is still really sticky. Well, it's exactly what I needed. It's just taking a bit too long. Yeah, that'll do it. TFT. You're good, sir. Everyone likes TFT. Do I have the hard sculpting tools? Oh, is it in here? Come on. I don't. Are you shitting me? Must have lost it. So lame. Damn it. This would be so much better with like an actual hard-edged sculpting tool, because this is just too soft. This is like a little bit too soft. I gotta order some. I do need to order some hard-edge sculpting tools. This one has like a bit of a flex to it, which is fine in some cases, but like for hard-edging things, it's just stupid. Bilgewater top 4. Bilgewater is top 1 TFT. Shit. I think it looks good. Zootine, hello, sir. I wouldn't say it's my favorite song, but it's one that we've listened to recently. That's for sure. Man, this shit is like messing with my brain. Sing with. Out of Space. I think I've only heard, well, I mean, subconsciously, I'm sure I've heard them all. I can never name them all, but yeah. Yeah, back in the day, death metal was kind of my jam. These days, maybe not so much. Um, Suck. Maybe it's like Immolation, Cannibal Corpse, Beyond Creation, Napalm Death. That was the lineup last time I went. A long time ago. This has got to be good. I can probably just sand it down if I don't like it. Although... Yeah. Well, those are not similar, but close enough. Music is music. Music is music. Most people listen to whatever, I feel like, these days. You're like, yeah, I really like this, but I'll listen to whatever. At least that's how I feel the older I get. It should not be taking this long, holy fuck. But at least if I get one down, the others should be fairly easy to figure out. They're literally just like rectangles. A little bit wider. I guess it doesn't necessarily matter. Mine are certainly wider, but whole damn fucking strap is wide. Perfectionism is a disease. Especially for hand-sculpted miniatures, there's no such thing as perfection. Well, this is the first infantry squad, but I'm just trying to figure out how to do certain things. You'll just sand those down. Yeah. Looks fine. It's not real. Fake. Yeah, the easiest thing to do at this point would not be to pull more putty off, but just sand it down proper. Yeah. It should look completely fine when it's all done up. Sure. Next one. Shouldn't have mixed too much putty. This is just way too much. You gotta go small with putty. What I should do is at least stick it down. This is getting hard way too fast. Too much putty. At least you can cut it, though. Oh, no. It's gonna be too hard. That's too hard now. I gotta mix, like, infinitely less putty. I keep mixing too much. It's just, like, a very standard problem to have. You always mix too much putty when you do this. It's just the norm. Interesting. Oh, man. I put too much on this? Don't. It's the best way to do it. You want to grow up? Don't. Obviously, don't be a bum, but you gotta ground yourself sometimes, which means forget being an adult. I feel like I went too heavy on this. These are too big. Might be easier to lay out a strip of this and then cut them into rectangles and then shape them, but the shape is just so weird, it's not really a rectangle. It's like a deformed buckle thing. And technically, all of this was hand-sculpted back in the day, so, like, it's never gonna be perfect. Or it's perfectly imperfect, is the way to look at it. Because it's certainly perfect in its own way. It's getting too hard. Ay, 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 ay. This quick, dry shit. It's such a great putty, but, like, it simply is... It dries so quickly. Or maybe I'm just spending too much time doing the most stupidest shit. Like, this is just... Yeah, life is... Nothing is perfect. It's about enjoying what you're capable of.
Unfortunately, I got to go and celebrate getting old now. Cheers for
You're
the
good, sir.
stream, Captain, and the conversations chat. Much love, guys. Take it easy.
Hey, Jim Bobbing, peace, bro. Good luck with that, man. Happy birthday, buddy. Old people. Old man hours. feel like I did... No, it'll never be perfect. I'm okay with that. I can shape them after sanding. I used to play a bunch of games. I've played anything from 40k, Blood Bowl, Age of Sigmar, Warhammer Fantasy. Did a bunch of stuff back in the day. This is meant for Combat Patrol, so this will be... Oh my god. This will be a playable army. A playable project. Oh, fuck. No, this is a flak vest. It's a vest with, like, suspenders. Black armor is not the best, but it gets the job done. For, like, small arms fire. It ain't no ceramite. It ain't no space marine padding. Yeah. Yeah, it's totally fine. Okay, once we sand them down, they should be good. I've seen the Resident Evil movies, yeah. Maybe not all of them, but I've seen a few. There's certainly video game movies, I gotta say. There are certainly video game movies. They're a little bit corny. Yeah, the first one was great, though. This I can't even use. It's too hard. Okay, let's try and get super small amount. Super, super small. Waste too much putty. Are the Votann molds really that small? These are the old school Space Dwarves. These are like the first edition squats. So these are not the Votann. The Votann are pretty big. As an example, here's some Votann. That's a Votann torso. That's a squat. So these things are like tiny. Really, really tiny. They only go up to their waist. Everything's been scale creeped pretty good. Yeah. How is he sexy in all the games and movies? Well, everyone likes Leon, man. That's just what he is. I've been collecting this stuff for a while. I've had these for probably 15 years. Back in the day, local listings, eBay. Yeah, this was supposed to be an army a long time ago for 7th edition, and now that the Votann are back, it's like, why not make them an army for the Votann? Which is kind of what we're doing. Biggest figure I own? Probably nothing. I collect dwarves. There's no big dwarves. Technically, it would be probably one of the Caradron boats, but it's in a box somewhere. I need to love the Caradron. I have to love all the dwarves equally, but I just can't. It's such a hard thing to do. Back in the day, it might have been like a Stampa or a Baneblade, but yeah. Different these days. Yeah, there's no big dwarves. The biggest dwarf is not a dwarf, it's a machine. Technically. So. Okay, what I should do is... probably let this dry, but I hate letting putty dry. It takes way too long. It's like the one way to work with putty is you have to let it dry, but it's just too much brain rot. Should have been doing this to begin with, though. We are making straps, or rather like suspenders. Grandmaster, thank you, sir. We're getting on. We're doing something. Appreciate it, man. We're making suspenders for models that don't have them. Because we have to give these guys backpacks. The goal of this project is to use old Rogue Trader minis, but to make them a little bit more up-to-date with, like, the Votann. So, kind of replicating some of the Votann stuff. And this little endeavor is giving some of the sculpts... I really should let this dry. Oh my god. It's giving some of the sculpts the ability to wear backpacks. So as an example... Here's one that's more along the way. Arms are sculpted, beard's sculpted, and then the goal was to, because this sculpt already has straps, backpack, and then the backpack situates itself with the straps. That's kind of the idea. And my brain rot won't save me from... It won't save me from allowing certain sculpts without straps to have backpacks, because that's just, yeah, weird. It's pure brain rot. That's really all it is.
Morning, Toby. I heard someone say you might play Re9 in the weekend.
Yep.
If so, you won't regret it. It's a fun game.
This weekend, sir. Yeah, we're going to be doing RE9 this weekend. Yeah, the backpacks look really nice. I just don't like those backpacks in particular. They're just not sourceable. Technically, the one I want is even less sourceable, but yeah, it looks way better. It's always about finding the right parts for kind of your mental image of what you want to go for, and although that backpack is the mental image, it's just not what I want to work with. Yeah. So bit sellers are kind of like the backbone of a lot of projects. I don't mind paying a little bit for bits, to be honest. Without bit sellers, where would we be? I'd try a little bit. Oh, these bits are, yeah, these are expensive these days. I was getting into it when they weren't nearly as bad, but now they're, like, really ridiculous. They're just so old. These are from, like, the late 80s. But I'm going to give them the treatment that they did not have. So we're going to make it worth. The bits, though, I mean, all the bits that I need are not old bits. I'm not going for, like, a classic, super old-looking army. I do want something kind of slightly updated, so, like, the sculpts that I want, they're not... They're not nearly as, like, ancient, but they're still a little bit tough to get a hold of. The Deathcore backpacks, I looked into those. I don't really like the way the, the fabric is. I don't know what you'd call it. It, like, drapes over the backpack. It's like, I know what backpack I want, but it's hard to get a hold of. There's two variants of it. One for the Catachans, one for the Cadians. The Cadian one is harder to get a hold of because people actually, like, played Cadians. Nobody played Catachans, so there's so many of them out there. Should let that dry a little, actually, and then just do it again. Like, who played Catachans? My issue is, as much as I want to use different lines, like historical stuff, Napoleonics and all that would be amazing, but I'm trying to do everything GW, which is just such brain rot, like, nonsense, but for the sake of this army, yeah. Because I don't know where I'm playing this army, if I take it to, like, a tournament, official ones, or not, you know. I'd rather just be sure that I'm not going to get kicked out. I'll take a look at the backpacks. I'm using Votann bits, yeah. So the guy that I'm working on right now is supposed to be the Thane, so, like, the sergeant of the squad. So once he's done, he'll have, like, the Votann axe, which is very evocative of, like, the old squats anyways. And then he'll have probably the power, not the power pistol, the plasma pistol. Something along those lines. I've been using the drum mags from, like, the bolters to make them look a little bit more like bolters. But most of what I'm doing is, like, weapon swaps for, like, the Votann bits. Because I want to use the old Rogue Trader minis as much as I can, so, like, the infantry, the exo armor, the Hearthguard, the Warlord, which is, like, the Cull. There's a lot of really good-looking, like, squat sculpts outside of the bikers. I don't like the bikers at all. But using that as a base and then kind of working from that is, like, the goal of this army. It's a bit of a headache, but we're almost done the infantry squad, so that's good. The exo armor is suited up next. Those are an easy conversion. Chthonian Berserks and all those guys are going to be pretty ground up built. Well, it depends on the event. As much as I'd love to sit down and be like, man, there's a million different things. Oh, this is just Combat Patrol. I gotta start small because I have so many things. Every single, like, unit in this army is a conversion. Whether it's with putty or kit bashing. There's no way in hell I'm doing a 2,000 point army to start. That would be a nightmare. That'd be terrible. The infantry takes so long. Let me take a look at Discord. Yeah, it's just going to be Combat Patrol for now. Those backpacks? Oh, no, they're, yeah, those are like 3D prints of something. They're a little bit too fancy. Too fancy. They need to look very low-techy, like your typical militaristic kind of like rucksack. I thought about using the Cadian backpacks with the current kit, but the Cadians are so... like, they're designed to be current GW nonsense, where everything is like a fucking puzzle, and it fits perfectly instead of like torso to torso, leg to leg, whatever it may be. It's a bit of a headache. This should be... I should be able to sand them down just a little bit to make them into the shapes that I want. Because they're really just nonsense shapes. They're like weird rectangle things. I'm going from 1K to 2K. It is daunting. It's extremely daunting. Back in the day, I could build 2,000 point armies like it was nothing. Not to say that I had the money for that, but like building it was never a problem. You're a kid, you don't think. As an adult, you overthink. And so as an adult, I'm like, you know what? I want to play Votann, but I want to convert every miniature and paint every miniature like an HQ style of painting. Like, it's just brain rot. It gets to you. You have to just kind of like put things down and accept that things are not going to be as you envision them. You know, don't let your dreams be memes, but like sometimes you do. Sometimes you have to. Just let it go. Sorry, what are you talking about? The Votann or the squats? What are you talking about? Okay, these should be fine. This one's a little bit big, but yeah, we'll sand them down. We'll sand them down. We'll shape them a little bit better. Because these need to be, yeah, smaller for sure. All right, fair enough. They look fine. I'm chill with it. I should mix up putty right now and kind of fill in the back of each. I've got a Twitter. I've got a YouTube soon to be kind of like rolling up with videos. Ideally, Instagram is kind of the place to be, but yeah. This is a very slow-going project, honestly. And the slower things are, the more it wanes on you. You get burned out, which is not a good thing. I don't want to rush through it, but yeah, we'll definitely be there. The biggest hurdle is finishing the infantry, because they have the most conversions. Once I get to, like, the exo armor, it's going to be super easy. Like, the exo armor is just the original minis, plus a few things. So, one Twitter here. The trim. It's a lot, man. This hobby's a lot. Like, you look at videos, you look at things. I've been doing this for a while, and I overthink what I'm capable of sometimes. Like, yeah, that's not so bad. And then when you're doing it, like, in practice, it's like, yeah, okay. Good joke, dude. This meme. Maybe I should let these dry. It's kind of stupid of me. For God's sake. So right now we got to fill in the backs of these straps. We're just trying to replicate. We're trying to replicate what the originals had, or technically this sculpt, as best as we can. Considering these are all hand sculpted and by a very legendary sculptor, it really just it's a tall order. You do the best you can, though. Sean Morgan from Seether. Isn't that a band? I thought you said Slither, like that one weird movie. That's a weird fucking move. Don't go watch that movie. Grungy. I smell grungy. I smell like garbage. Grungy garbage. Ooh. That's not true at all. I smell like a flower. Well, grungy. You mean grugny? Ancestors, kill this man. Shame him. Shave his whiskers. Until I can sand it, that's going to be pretty good. Let me see again. Yep. Looks totally fine. That's fine. Still mixing too much putty. It's so hard to kind of gauge how much you need. I feel like it's just kind of like the norm, though, to mix too much. Yeah, peace, man. Take it easy, bro. This is the Europe crowd. The Europeans are tired. So tired. This just sounds like an Orden Ogan song, because the guy who's singing is Seb, the lead singer of Orden Ogan, and it's just a song about robots, and it's like, they did an album about robots. All right. That should be all three. This one's a bit rough. Shit. Technically, it's all going to be sanded down. It's fine. All right. Well, the suspenders are almost done. I think I need one more session of sculpting, and we should have suspenders sand, sculpt, and then we should have 3 more bodies to kind of work from, which is great, because this project needs to be finished a little bit faster. Maybe not a little bit faster, but, like, you know, you want to see progress. You don't want to sit around and be like, oh, I worked on it for 8 months and got nowhere. It's like, not good for the mental state. Not good for the mental state, I gotta say. Alright, let's put this shit away. Let's wipe everything down. Alrighty. What must we work on right now to further the progress of this army? Let's see. So these gotta dry. They look totally fine, though. Yeah, these should be good. So... three heads. One... Where are the heads? 2... 3... And the hands? Shit. Oh, this... This is infantry. This is comms. Yeah, that's comms. Okay. Clippers. Once the heads get glued down, it is a very good spot mentally. It's very hard to see work from, like, before you do anything. You have to kind of envision it pretty hard. And you're just kind of praying that everything goes well. Everything has that ugly stage where you want to give up and say, fuck, it looks terrible, but if you do persist, magic can happen. It just takes a lot of mental power to want to persist. Easier to give up, but that's not fun. If you want something, you gotta work for it. What time is it? Ooh. Folks, I gotta give my dog some medicine. I'll be right back. I will BRB. My Mochi needs meds. All right, we're back. We got about an hour left of stream, and then I'm going to head out because I need to have lunch. And then I get it ready for noon, because noon we're going to be doing League, and we have the new video coming out, and Mochi's medicine is done, so we're pretty much good to go. So we are good to go for a bit. Samuel, hello, sir. Mochi needs his meds. Oh, his meds. Nice. That's cool. Yeah, I know who Sean Dogger is. That's cool. He does little venues, right? He's not usually playing big shows. He's like a little venue guy. I don't blame him. Big shows are kind of nightmare fuel. Maybe. I just gotta watch Mochi. Mochi going through it. That's cool. Yeah. Well, they're very much the same thing. Like, they're not 100% the same thing, but it's like same theme. Yeah. It's dope. It's good when bands travel together. It's usually... Sec, I have to see Mochi again, sorry. What is... Alright, Mochi's good. It's a shame they're too far away. Well, they might come see something closer. Or you take the train, you travel. Certainly a doable thing. If they're close by, though, you're lucky as hell. Of course. Elevating. Well, they're not bad, yeah. Not really sure what bands are doing currently. Being in a band is tough. You're in a band for the sake of the passion. Usually. Making things work is hard. The arts in general are hard to make work. Like, you're selling yourself. That's one of the hardest things to do, because not everyone's going to like what you are and what you do. Not easy to do. Is this going to work? Bolter body, bolter body. Should be good. Should work. Should work. Mochi, you okay? All right. Mochi's good. Well, I'm just cleaning up the imperfections. When they're made, there's always, like, excess plastic or rigid surfaces. I mean, these things were cast before I was even born. So the castings aren't, like, the best. But you can see there's, like, nubs and different lines and things and some surfaces like that. There's literally a giant indent. There's just minor or medium surface imperfections that you're kind of going in and cleaning up. For the sake of these guys, where I'm shaving down their beards a bit, it's just because I'm going to sculpt my own. So I'm trying to get at least a smaller surface to kind of work from. But yeah, that's the gist of it, basically. It could be a mix of cleanup / workflow, kind of like what I want to do with it. So I'm pretty much set, I think, to sand down more once the putty dries. Which one is this? C? Okay. It's a bit of a process, for sure. And I think we're basically done with those for now. There's not much more I can do until the putty's dry. Can maybe check the hands, actually. See what I'm working with. So this is the axe hand. Which is what I needed to be, so that's fine. What about the las gun? The las gun, the bolter. Bombs. I think we're good in that regard. Yeah, there's just a lot of back and forth with this hobby. If you're at least going to be building things, it's just, like, pitiful. The more you want to convert, the more your brain hurts. Excuse me. What do I want to do? How much time do we have? 20 minutes? 30 minutes? I should probably throw together some Lord of the Rings stuff, because I do want to do that, actually. Between this project. Let me figure out some Lord of the Rings minis. Fallen. Where are the Khazad-Guard? Lord of the Rings. Khazad. Khazad-Guard. One. Okay, how many sculpts are there? So you're here, you're here. There should be 8. Is it 1, 2, 4, 8? We should have 8. Excuse me. Oh my god. What the fuck? I don't trust that for a second. What the fuck? Oh, that's disgusting. What a terrible, terrible thing. God. Whoever casted these are going to hell. What the fuck is wrong with you? What is this? Yeah. It's disturbing. Castings ain't what they used to be, I gotta say. Not what they used to be. That's fine, we'll figure that out. Who in the hell? Is it 8? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're missing wide standing. Really? Did they not give me all of them? No way. Oh, there he is. Okay. I have 0 Warhammer knowledge. Oh, you're good. Everyone who does this hobby has 0 Warhammer knowledge. There's so much of it. Well, that's not true, but, you know. There's a lot of shit out there to kind of get into. Warhammer is a massive, massive headache sometimes. Should be good. These are metal. Yeah, these are metal minis. Metal is awesome. They're not lead. Thankfully. I gotta work with some lead minis in this next army. Not the Lord of the Rings one, but like squat army. Let me actually see. Put it my hair. Is that weird? Does my mic sound weird? Can you still hear me? Probably fine. Yeah, these are pewter. These are awesome. Fine? Okay, good. These sculpts, the same guy who sculpted these. Weird timeline. 40k dwarves, Lord of the Rings dwarves. Although I think, for the sake of the Lord of the Rings line, these guys loved what they were doing. Because it's more of a realistic style of sculpting instead of just like heroic scale, big hands, big feet. The Lord of the Rings stuff is like timeless just because it's sculpted so well. Here. It's kind of the next project, though. I don't think I'll go back to, like, fantasy for a bit, or even, like, Age of Sigmar. These are pretty easy to kind of get on with. They're all just one piece. The One Piece. Chicken McOne Piece. Cleaning metal up is pretty fun, though, honestly. It's enjoyable.
Shut up, you dickhead, now fuck off!
Zeeks, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Metal is fun to clean. Self-care time. I gotta leave soon. I'm leaving at 11. That is my self-care. These are so good. This is like pure nostalgia for me. I love these. Kind of mental to think most of these minis were all... This is like how you built armies back in the day. It's like, you want to play Sisters? Only make metal. You want to play Dwarves? Only make metal. You want to play any army from, like, ages past? Yeah, have fun making them in metal. It's all metal. Oh, I'm missing one sculpt. Right, it's the At Ease Archer. Well, they had a lot of, like, metal bits, plastic bits, things they didn't want to put into, like, full-blown production, because when you tool something up for plastic injection, it's a lot of money. You know, making bits and pieces in metal and then casting them separate is just such a more feasible thing for, like, smaller endeavors. They're a bit of work. They're fun, though. They're different. They're different because they're so simple. Like, you don't have to... You can convert metal, but it's, like, a little inconvenient at times. But people do it. I don't think I'll be converting these just because they're pure nostalgia. Like, in their current form. Like, I don't mind having an army of, like, the same pose for the sake of, like, a book photo that I've loved. But yeah, it's a bit of an endeavor. Okay. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Let's put these in a cup. I need a shelf of ongoing projects. That would be lovely. Should have one. There you go. Put them over here. Well, I genuinely don't know what to do right now. Like... Well, welcome to Canadian cold weather. Let's just clean up the desk. Take 10 minutes to clean the desk up and then call it. Hobby Zone is the GOAT. I wonder if HobbyZone sponsors streamers. I'd totally, or anyone, to be honest, not even streamers. HobbyZone is so awesome. If you've never had HobbyZone and you've been working with like miniature work in any capacity, you should get HobbyZone. HobbyZone is awesome. If you're in Poland, it's the most convenient thing. If you're not in Poland, not as convenient, but it's still good. Poland, Poland, Polska. Let's move this. Polska, Polska. Well, just move my light. Just move the light out of the way. Ooh, the bases. I don't think... Does GW even sell slotted bases anymore? I don't think you can actively buy these on their website. GW 2005. This is like the entire army that I need. Good old slaughter bases. The ancient evil that no one buys. The Blood Bowl ones are bigger, though. That's the issue, if I'm not mistaken. The Blood Bowl ones are... What are they? 32 mil or something? Pretty sure those are just big. Because for the sake of, like, doing most minis... Yeah, 32 mil. That's another thing I want to work on. Technically, I want to do all the Warhammer, which is an endeavor if you're brain rotten, like I am. I want to do all the Warhammer. Kill me. There's too much. There's just so many good games out there right now, and I just miss playing. I miss rolling dice. Like, I love hobbying and stuff, but, like, when I was younger, I played more than I built. I miss those days. Yeah, I mean, the saddest thing is I had most of those, and I sold them a long, long time ago. Fantasy Dwarves done, sold. Technically, I never had a finished 40k army of dwarves done, but I sold my 40k armies. Blood Bowl, I had my team, gone. Lord of the Rings, gone. Fucking, even a little bit of War Master, gone. GW's in their current dwarf era. There's like no better time to be a dwarf fan in the current GW. There's so many things dwarves in Games Workshop currently, it's fucking nuts. You've got Old World, Lord of the Rings, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, like everything. Everything dwarf. So many dwarves. It's insane. Thing is, though, it is feasible. It's a little bit... I own the minis, so I don't have to go buy them. Very specific ones I have to buy. But I've collected this stuff and done it for so long that I have spares of, like, a lot of what I used to have still, thankfully, but... Completed things? Yeah, that's a different story. There's a lot of things that are easy, though, right? Like, again, buy a combat patrol, build it, you're done. Buy a Blood Bowl team, build it, you're done. You know, you may have to go get star players, but that's one model, not 20. It's easier to kind of manage current Games Workshop projects if you just start small, which is kind of the idea. Always start small. In my hubris, 2,000 point old world armies off the right out of the gate. Debatable. Yeah, that's fine. Well, I like all of it, though. Because I feel like the modeling aspect leads into the gaming aspect, and they just loop into itself. It's a big loop, and then you read the books, and you read this, and this, and this, and it's kind of just like a fun adventure of just, you do everything. I've literally... The only thing I haven't done is probably... Well, not that I'm good enough to do it, is probably competition. Painting. I've done tournaments. I've played a variety of things. I've painted things. I've read books. Like, done a bit of everything. But yeah, it really boils down to whatever you like. It's your hobby, your choice. Do what you want. I will say, though, modeling is fun. Doing one-off fun pieces is, like, very liberating mentally. Maybe not if you're, like, a golden demon painter or anything, because you're going to spend so long doing it, but yeah. People enjoy that, though. IPA. I mean, I'll say this. If I was good at painting, if I gave myself more time to practice and understand, you know, color theory and all these different things, I would probably be a good painter in terms of competition. I'm not trying to, like, toot my own horn, and that's only because I obsess. Like, I obsess to the point where I want to throw up. Which is probably a bad thing. I don't know if that's actually good for doing competition pieces, but, like, I really obsess. That's a problem. That's like a mental condition. So, it'd probably work out. I just don't think I'd enjoy it. I don't know how I'd enjoy it. Oh, wrong box. Yeah, that's not a good thing. Or maybe it is. Blessing and a curse. Yeah, color theory. Ivana is very good at color theory because she does art for a living. She, like, the first second she did her night haunt, it was just like, Jesus, woman. Like, you're good. There's a lot of resources out there, though. Or you just wing it. You know, you don't have to have everything look a certain role. If you just like looking at it regardless. Obviously, it's good to know what you're painting, but you can make it work. All right. I think my desk is perfectly clean. Stop. I'll just put this here. Cool. Well, 10 minutes. It's about... Sure. Let's do... What the fuck do I even listen to anymore? Sabaton single? Yamato? Sure. Oh my god, my floor is a disgusting mess. Oh, it's so nasty. I gotta clean this as well. The longer I've stared at the Votann, I actually don't hate them as much as I did visually. I think... Oh, here's the code, by the way, if you want it. I'll never use it. That's a free codex, by the way. Enjoy. The more I've looked at, like... I don't hate them. I just don't think I love them. But they're not garbage. They're just very teched out of their mind. I need to figure out how to make these eventually. How the hell do you make these? The issue with this kit, I have to make 3 Thunderkin for this, like, combat patrol. And the issue with this kit is that all of these pieces for the exosuit get tacked onto the body. Like, it's not an actual suit that you build. They're pieces that you glue to the figure itself to make the suit. Which is such a terrible thing to work with because I can't work with the body. I don't even know how the fuck you're gonna do that. I don't know how to do that. The gun alone is, like, bigger than the squats. The squats are so small. They're so tiny. Warships. I mean, Sabaton's fine. I'm still not, like... I don't love Sabaton, but they're fine. They're totally fine. They're acceptable. Oh, what I should open is these. I bought ceramic. I bought ceramic plates. I don't know if this is exactly what I need, or if glass would have been better. But I needed a ceramic plate to create green stuff. Not green stuff, but like to sculpt over. This should be good. It's porous side. They do sound a little bit older. Yeah, for sure. They sound more like their first few albums. Like, this in itself sounds like one of their earlier albums. Cool. I think it's this. Yes, it is these organizers. I'm trying to downsize my collection into smaller organizers because, like, they just take up way too much space. There's always something going on here. Well, they probably did want to push for something older. I mean, if you're a band, you want to stay creative, but sometimes you love what you used to do. It's with anything, I guess, right? You're like, we like the old stuff. Sometimes it's good to go back to the classics. Which I'm sure a lot of fans of bands will say profusely. Like, if you're a fan of any band and they change their sound, you're like, well, I like the old stuff. Not always, but, you know. That's such a music thing. Such an anything. No more Sabaton. No more. Please. Let it be over. Please, no more. Where's the other one? One sec. Anvil. This is a working man's toolbox. Soon will be populated with non-working men things. Ooh. Okay, after this I do gotta go though, folks. I gotta go eat. I gotta check on Mochi. I gotta go see Mochi. And then I gotta get on because we have a YouTube video coming out at noon, which is 59 minutes from now. So we gotta be on for League. 20-minute League of Legends banger. Cool. Should be a lot more feasible. All right, folks, I need to leave. I will be on later. Not this channel. I'm done for today with this channel. I've done everything I wanted to do, at least for now. So, I'll either catch you on the main channel later, and if not, I'll see you another time. Peace, peace, everyone. Be well. Take care of yourselves.